Islanders crash and burn.
5-15-5. They're great. They're a great team.
We're recording.
Beyond!
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? It's Podcast Beyond, episode 165. I don't say this enough. It's going to be a good show today. I'm energized. We got a whole bunch of news. Good cast of characters. Let's start off. We got the Rotary Club member, Ryan Clements. That's a good one.
Dude?
That's a good
I
one.
like that one.
Guys Guru Colin Moriarty.
Beyond.
He's cranky.
I'm not cranky
No,
at all.
you're in a real good mood today, too. I can tell. There's a lot going on. And the Gear God, Scott Lowe.
Oh, thank you.
Scott, you are here. And it wasn't a big production. It wasn't a big deal to get you on the show today.
No.
Why is that?
Because I live here now.
What?
Yes.
When did you move here?
Last Wednesday.
Oh, you having fun?
I get to look at you every morning.
No, not at all.
I was going to say, I heard it was unanimously voted that you have the best view in the office.
Yeah, it's true. I come into work, I sit at my desk, and I get to stare into your eyes for the next 8 hours.
I know, that's great. Yesterday, you stared at me for a while, and I didn't notice.
Yep.
You were on the phone doing the evil monkey bit at me.
Yeah, I literally just pointed at him for at least 5 minutes, and he didn't even notice. We were stared directly at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But then when I started waving to you, you were you had your headphones on, you were focused on your screen, and I did this for 5 seconds, and you noticed me.
Oh,
I'm waving my
By the
arms.
way, I did this means Ryan waved his arms.
Yeah, I've got great peripheral vision. Little known fact.
You're like some sort of animal.
Yeah. Tiger.
What are those things? Iguanas. Right?
What are those things, iguanas?
Any sort of reptile that they have the eyes that are positioned
Yes.
on the side of the head, and they can independent.
Iguana's about to have a huge year next year with that Johnny Depp movie coming out. I've already
Yep.
forgotten the name of it. But it's that animated one.
Yep, I got it.
CGs.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
I know we were talking about it yesterday because somebody wanted to take a demo for it.
James and the Giant Peach.
Yes, thank you, James and the Giant Peach.
Is
And
that
on that note, let's start the show as we. Damn it, I didn't write it down. With what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. I get so far out in front of myself on that one. I'm so excited, and then the switch gets flipped in my brain that I didn't write it down.
What once was, what is right now, and what forever will be.
That's a good one, too. I should try to make them up every week. Leading off the Roper Report is none other than Topic of the Week. Uncharted
do
3 is announced, Ryan Clements. It's real. Today, Entertainment Weekly's blog had the exclusive reveal there of what it is. And there'll be more in the Entertainment Weekly tomorrow on the newsstands, and this is all leading into the trailer at the Spike Awards on Saturday night, which would then make me think that the reveal I'm going to on Sunday is now probably just an Uncharted 3.
Yeah, I imagine so, too.
Since we're the conversational podcast, M-Dog did write in and say, hey, Dear Beyond Crew, now that Uncharted 3 has been revealed, what do you think Sony's game announcement on Sunday will be? My money is on Sly 4. No, M-Dog, this was the announcement,
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is definitely it.
They're just going to get out in front and say that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Uncharted 3 is real. It's called Drake's Deception.
Mm-hmm.
Targeting
Whoa.
next year is what they're saying.
I hope he doesn't become a bad guy.
I think he's going to be deceived. That's what I'm
okay.
predicting.
He always is.
He's going to be deceived.
95% chance.
The official release here, they say all the normal stuff, 3D, blah, 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 blah. The journey propels fortune hunter Nathan Drake on a daring trek into the heart of the Arabian desert. A journey that pits him and his mentor, Victor Sullivan, against the occult treachery of a shadowy clandestine organization and its ruthless leader.
So it's the same as the other two games.
Yeah, pretty much. But
a desert?
You're in search of the fabled Atlantis of the Sands.
How are you supposed to platform in a desert?
There's
just
going
a bunch
to be
of sand.
there'll be a bunch of stuff around. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff around.
What, Greg? Sand and more sand?
There'll be ruins and the pyramids and kind
Ruins
of stuff.
made out of sand.
Rocky outcroppings.
There you go.
Rocky outcrop.
You'll get to a Shangri-La in there. That'll have an oasis. That'll have some stuff going on in there.
I'm excited. Now that we know it's called Drake's Deception or whatever. I was talking to Mark Ryan earlier. It would be cool if they were all obviously the second one was Among Thieves. It would have been cool if it was all Drake's something. All of the games.
Drake's Forge and Drake's Thieves. Drake's Deception. Do you think it's going to be him getting deceived? Do you think it's him deceiving?
Well, he was deceived in the second one too, and the first one.
Yeah, he gets deceived quite a bit.
I think he might be doing the deceiving this time.
They won't make him bad.
I think
If they make him a bad guy,
they're not
they'll-
going to make him bad.
he's just
but
going to develop trust issues in this one.
Yeah. Well, it's funny
I
that
can't
they
trust
hone in
anyone.
on Sullivan, so there's a deception right there. But I doubt Sully will turn his back on Drake. It'll be one of the normal things where they'll be doing their mission, they'll run into something, it'll be turned out Sully was a bad guy, Drake will be all mad, go away, and then they'll have to be friends in the end and do it and finish.
Oh, you mean like one? I mean, that's not.
Well, come on now, they all kind of follow the same formula.
Well, yeah, one and two had some differences in how they set up all the characters, though.
One of your close friends looks to be a bad guy, but isn't a bad guy in the end and helps save you.
Right, but that was with a different character. That wasn't with.
I'm saying they
Sullivan.
all follow the same similar format. You go through a seemingly normal game and then run into some crazy bullshit at the end. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, while we're hypothesizing here, Joshua Daron Ramos wrote in, and he said Uncharted 3 is coming. Both Uncharted games were visually stunning, blah, blah, blah. What does the Beyond crew predict will happen in this game? Personally, I'd like to see this game take place before the events of the original Uncharted, just to get some backstory with Drake and Sully. Also, there will be mummies in this game. Of course, they will later be revealed to be fake and protecting something.
Yeah, that's probably true. Here's the thing. Here's the deception. What you end up finding out is that the Uncharted universe takes place in the same place as the Resistance universe, and when they go into the tomb at the end, they're gonna end up finding Chimera, and that's gonna be the big reveal.
That's the stupidest thing
That's
you've ever
probably
said.
that's not your best call, I think.
I'm also going to go on record and say that Joe Pesci will voice Sully. And Mark Wahlberg will voice Drake. You heard it here first.
Oh, well, all right. We're a conversational podcast. We'll get to this kid's question as well then. A reader wrote in with a rather interesting point. This one comes from J.P. McDivitt. Good name. When you guys jump all over the Uncharted movie after hearing about all of 3 sentences about it, you are being just as moronic as the commenters who write, "You guys are so effing stupid. This game is Game of the Year," when you post a review that's only an 8.5. He goes on and writes way too much like most people do. JP raises good points, but here's the thing, is we don't review movies. So while we have to be completely...
we do, but not us
I'm
personally.
sorry. Podcast Beyond Crew does not review movies.
Right.
So this is our one chance to be fans.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about, guarding ourselves and protecting our objectivity and trying to act like professionals. I'm allowed to say that I don't want to see Mark Wahlberg as Uncharted Nathan Drake.
I just want to see Mark Wahlberg period,
Thank you.
anymore. He just needs to
Thank
go
you.
away.
He's too Mark Wahlberg now. When I see a Mark
Not
Wahlberg
you,
movie,
and not you, and not you.
I see Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did defend Mark Wahlberg on the podcast
Yeah.
by saying that he was actually a better actor than 90% of the people
Because you
in
loved him in
Hollywood.
that Jets movie, Invincible.
Yeah, no, it's not that wasn't a Jets movie. We've already been over this. But I mean, he is a little annoying, but I think he's a fine actor. But with that said, I think people are getting all upset because it's Mark Wahlberg. I think it's legitimate to say like Mark Wahlberg doesn't fit into Drake's character, which is totally fair, and I agree with that. But to say Mark Wahlberg's a bad actor, I don't agree with that. So I don't agree with that email either, because I think Damon and I pretty much defended.
Yeah, but he raises a good point that I for sure I've been pissy about it since. It reminds me a lot of when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman. Even when I was just a little kid, people freaked out and said he couldn't be. He was Mr. Mom. How could he do that? And he was good at it.
Yeah, he was great. I thought he was great.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always a chance this movie's going to be good, but everything I hear just sounds like they're missing the point of what Uncharted is.
With the exception of George Clooney, he was the best Batman.
Oh my God. Well,
Did we talk about that? We got written in a couple emails about who that director is?
yes,
because
we
didn't
haven't
know.
talked about it. No, Three
Yeah.
Kings, directed Three Kings.
And I Heart Huckabees,
Yes.
which was critically well received, though I never saw it.
No, I based all what I'm going to see based on Family Guy jokes, and they made a joke about I Heart Huckabees not being good, so I didn't watch it.
What worries me most is
They
that like
clearly know
Wahlberg and this guy are like, we have great ideas for the story.
Exactly.
It's like, just take the game and make it into a movie. Or better yet, just don't touch it at all. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, just literally take everything you see on screen and put it in movie form.
And that's what's interesting, right? I don't want to see. I like Uncharted. I think Uncharted is such a great part of video games, like what it can do for storytelling and an art form and yada yada. Colin's making a money symbol, obviously predicting why. It's interesting now that we're having this conversation around the Uncharted 3 announcement, because the Uncharted 3 announcement was released in Entertainment Weekly, not on a traditional gaming site. They are trying to make this mainstream push, and in the Entertainment Weekly article, they talk to Amy and they talk to Evan, everybody from Naughty Dog, the important people. And in there, they talk about how 2011 is trying to be this year of mass media Uncharted kind of thing, right? Because they'll have the game, they have a book coming up, and then there's all this movie news and stuff going on. It's obvious that they are trying to make it into a brand that can encompass way more than what we're used to, especially out of a game. So it's interesting. It is about money in a way.
It's definitely about money. That's all it's about.
I'm interested in the book, right? I have nothing. I don't know. The movie just. I liked the game so much. The games are such a pure form of this is what it is, and it felt like a movie, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, I don't want them to ruin it, but it does give credence maybe to the fact that you keep saying that there's going to be an Uncharted PSP game, and maybe when the PSP 2 is announced that they'll have an Uncharted game for it. They're going to try to really.
That has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to.
Like a kind of like a Shadows of the Empire kind of game, which like that was a book that took place in between Empire and Jedi, so. Maybe this will be like something that kind of brings you to the Arabian Peninsula without actually divulging any of the adventure that happens there.
Okay. Yeah. Someone's breathing into their mic. And what else do we have to say about Uncharted 3? Bigger set piece, more explosive adventure. Yes, of course. Competitive and co-op multiplayer. Duh. Nate can now take on multiple opponents. hand-to-hand combat with multiple opponents, contextual melee attacks, and new stealth options. So you don't just have to choke them out from behind anymore, I guess.
I don't understand what that means, that Drake can take on multiple opponents. I think I killed like 10,000 people in Uncharted 2.
Yeah, but you did it more as like shooting you. Like you'd kill one guy and then move to the next.
So he's going to be even more of a murderer.
This is going to be like Arkham Asylum. He's been watching Arkham Asylum. He can just do shoot. And while he's shooting one guy in the face, he can kick from behind and break necks and stuff.
I still don't think he's a murderer because he is, in fact, being attacked. It's all in self-defense.
No, it's true. It's just funny how the sheer amount of people he's killed.
Yeah.
We're talking about thousands of people he's
But
killed.
how is that different from any other game
I don't
where,
know,
where you're fighting guys?
I don't think it is, but you figure for the... it always seems like, right, that 3/4 of an Uncharted game is based in a very realistic, I'm a treasure hunter, I'm doing this, I'm crawling around. And then it looks real and it feels real. I mean, imagine if you watched a movie like that where, granted, in a normal Marky Mark movie, he kills a lot of people, Italian Job and whatnot. I don't think he killed anybody in that movie, actually.
I don't think so.
But anyways, in a regular action, like, a lot of people get killed. However, even when you watch, like, Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger blowing away people and stuff, and there's not thousands of pirates flowing out of every orifice of a room to be destroyed.
Every orifice of a room.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I've been working. I've been playing a lot
sexy.
of Little Big Planet 2. I have to go inside. Or it was Sackboy's Prehistoric Movies where I went inside a dinosaur's insides.
Wow.
I went into his stomach, and I went through his intestines and stuff. And there was little things a move controller had to pull out. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. I'll get to that. So yeah, I'm sure it's gonna look amazing. We don't know. I would imagine, for sure, there's a teaser trailer out now, which well, first, okay, I'm too excited about this. Obviously, I can't put my sentences together. Do you think there's any credence? I thought this was an interesting idea from the kid about it being a prequel, because all they mention here is Victor and Drake.
That would be nice, but I really don't think it's going to be a prequel.
I don't think
I love that idea. I really do. But
that's a cool idea. Yeah, but if they did, I think they'd pitch it as such.
I don't know. Don't you think the ending of 2 could have almost ended the Uncharted universe?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Think about it. Like you basically have him and what's her face, Elena getting together, and they're happy. He's gotten closure with Chloe. He took care of the bad guy that was trying to take over the world with magic green energy. And blue energy. It's all the same. Green and blue, they're very similar
I'm going to eat this blue resin. Great plan. Go for it.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like, and the camera pans back, and they're doing the like kind of.
It was adorable
flirty,
ending. Yeah.
I think that could have actually been the ending, and now we could see like what came before.
Well, the interesting.
It's intriguing.
I understand, but you figure Uncharted 1 ended the same way. Beat the bad guy. Everything was good. They go in for the kiss. Sullivan interrupts, and they're rich. That's the other thing too. They're super rich at the end of the movie.
It's much like an Indiana Jones movie, which always just sort of seems like it could be the end of the entire.
Which I appreciate.
This is true.
I enjoy these installments of their life.
Yeah.
What do you got, Colin? Something's on the tip of your tongue.
The Indiana Jones thing just reminded me of the end of that new indie movie with the knowledge or whatever that was.
Knowledge was a treasure. It's okay, Indy. Let me go. I want this. Why are you screaming then? Why are you screaming if you wanted this?
But I think I don't know. I think what you're gonna find in the new movie, like I don't think like
movie or game?
Game rather, is I don't think we've seen the last of Chloe, obviously, and I think what's gonna end up happening is there's gonna be some sort of illicit. I don't want to say affair, but like some sort of nefarious thing where Elena gets the wrong idea, and then there's gonna be the love triangle will be reestablished.
See, I don't think they do. Here's my prediction, right? It says Drake's deception. I think they're gonna do something where they're gonna paint Sully out to be a bad guy. He won't be in the end, but I think it'd be awesome if Chloe came back as a bad guy. And I was never convinced she was never really a good guy in the last movie, right?
Think so either.
She flip-flopped and stuff, and then in the end came through for them. But I still think she's a nefarious character. I think it'd be cool if she came back and was after
as the
this
main villain.
Yeah, Atlantis of the Sands.
Yeah, it'd be cool if she was the villain, like the real villain or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And you have to kill her at the end.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. And Elena goes, I do. And she shoots his harpoon gun at her. We're in the middle of the desert. Why do you have
Apparently a shoulder-mounted harpoon gun because you did a bazooka motion.
It's a big harpoon. This is the Atlantis of the Sands. Imagine the sand sharks they got out there. They're going to have
they're going to be huge.
Huge
the
harpoons.
sand sharks.
So Uncharted 3.
It's like guys in suits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch the teaser trailer? Anybody watch the teaser trailer?
No.
I without audio because you ruined it for me.
I told Scott Lowe everything that was going to happen in the teaser trailer.
Like I reached for my headphones and he's like, "Don't put those on. It's not even worth it."
Yeah.
And then you did it like second by second.
I was like, all right, it's going to pan across the table. There'll be a cigar for Sully, and then it's going to say, all men dream, but not all are equal. And then it's going to show Uncharted 3. It reminded me very much of when you take away everything from a man, he'll take everything away from you. It was a interesting teaser.
That's still the best. That's still the best thing ever.
Yeah.
When you take everything away from a man. I love it.
So yeah, that was the teaser trailer leading into the real trailer at the Spike VGAs this Saturday night. Look for then I think we're all in agreement that Sunday's Sony reveal will indeed be Uncharted 3 because maybe it'll be other stuff too, but I don't know.
I can't imagine that it's not Uncharted. If it's something else, this is 2011's even bigger than it already is.
And that's why it couldn't be, right? This is the biggest game of their announcement platform, right? What could they possibly reveal that would be bigger than Uncharted 3?
Spyro the Dragon.
Exactly. Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Jeez.
So moving on with the Roper Report.
Yes.
Yes.
Scott Lowe,
Yeah.
you got some information here on the PSP.
Yep. Two. Dose.
As usual, Colin has written the Roper Report. We'll see if you put in a spin on this one. I have not read ahead.
No, I didn't.
Our wily editor, Scott Lowe, has spoken to Sony officials off the record who have confirmed...
Not Sony officials.
Oh, I thought you talked to have
a source, a development source, we'll say.
Not a development source.
Who?
Just a source
dude?
with it, like hands-on
Subway?
experience.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
A dude on the subway.
I just want to make sure
has
that like
spoken
Sony
to a
doesn't go
dude
pissed.
with
No,
hands-on experience
Yeah.
who have confirmed some interesting information about the PSP2. The system will support dual analog sliders with concave indentations. It will slide like the PSP Go, but sports a slightly larger touch display. It's solid state. It has both a front and rear-facing camera. It has a touch panel on the back. Its processing power puts it on par with the early PS3 games. And then it seems to be going for a quote-unquote ubiquitous experience between the PS3 and the PSP2.
Yeah.
Which
What
is
the hell
exactly
is
what
that?
I wanted.
Will you buy it, Colin?
Yeah, if it really is like...
You are a penny pincher. You're going to shell out for this thing.
a penny pincher?
Yeah. Let me rephrase. You and I are both dirt poor.
Yeah.
And don't spend money when we don't need to.
That's a little better.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
No, I'm an early adopter of some hardware. Like I even bought DSi the first day it came out. I don't know why the hell I did that. So obviously I'm going to buy PSP too.
Okay.
Especially if it ties into the PS3, like Scott kind of alluded to in his piece or whatever, which is what I've been talking about. That it would be awesome. For instance, if you can take we discussed this already about it, whether it be possible or not, but to be able to play PSN games, for instance, or in trophies and things of this nature.
Well, if it's on par with PS3 games.
Well, okay, so like the source didn't have any like direct like kind of confirmation that that's what they were shooting for as far as like having kind of like universally applicable, but he said like what they saw like it definitely seemed like that was the goal. Like it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and again, as I said in the story, like, because of the reduced processing power, like, even though it's like not as powerful as a PS3, because it's scaling to a portable and, it's not actually going to require as much power. Plus, you don't have the Blu-ray elements and all the other kind of background stuff that the PS3 does.
Yeah.
So, I think given the source and the nature of the source, I would bet like 100% that this is legit. Like everything they said.
Can I guess your source? Phil Harrison.
Exactly.
All right, good.
You ruined it. You spoiled it.
What does he do now? What does Phil Harrison do now? His Infograms is done.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I think I would buy it. Like it definitely seems.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want. What's the price tag on this mother?
Yeah, Mother Beyond here.
Okay, so given everything I've heard, I think it'll be introduced for $299, which is steep. But if they push, rather than having again for like the kind of extension of your PS3, people would be a little more inclined to buy it because essentially you're buying another PS3.
If they come out and they say, hey, here's the PSP2, and it's really a portable PS3.
Yeah.
Here's your launch lineup, and it's classic PS3 games or whatever, or it's new versions of those, and they're like, it has trophies. That gets me excited enough to be like, all right, I'll take the risk. I'll get the 5 platinums on my Go and be ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what I think would be really cool too is if they took this for people that don't own a PS3 yet, and we're like, we want you to have the whole PlayStation experience. Here's like a 120 gig slim or whatever, and here's the PSP2, and we'll sell them both to you for $500 or something like that. You know, just bundle them together. To get the people that don't have it yet, and then to get obviously we would kind of suffer and have to pay the $250 or $300 or whatever it's going to cost.
Well, it'd be great if they've done when people design games for the PS3, they also get to kind of compress it a bit for like almost sort of like a digital copy, like they do with Blu-rays, where you go and buy and you get like the digital copy. You get the PSP2 version that like just bundled in, that sort of thing. Is value added.
Nice.
And a lot of people have been asking me like well, what about the why would they want to give that much power to a device and make the investment for developers that much higher? And ultimately, I think if they are going for that kind of universal like home and then on the go use kind of thing for the PlayStation 3, basically it would again be like a matter of scaling down a PS3 game rather than developing a wholly new title. So
And that wouldn't be as hard, right? I mean, you figure you have both sticks already.
yeah, I mean, ultimately you're just taking the same framework and just kind of like downscaling it. Like it's not like assuming that's what they're going for. It shouldn't be that hard to do.
I don't think they're going to do that.
You know?
No.
I think that's an absolutely phenomenal
In a
idea.
perfect world, I'd love
Yeah.
it.
But Sony's track record, I'm still just not
Not that
happy.
forward-thinking.
I'm not happy with how they've handled some of their initial things.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I think it would be at least a possibility is that, consider how long the lifespan of the PSP has been and how like little they've really kind of done with it. And think about how long they've been talking about a PSP 2. Like, we heard rumors about a PSP 2 since the beginning, since almost immediately after the PSP.
The PSP is out, but let me tell you about this.
yeah. I mean, and a lot of
It
the
always
stuff,
turns out to be another skew. Go.
Not necessarily.
30,000.
I think they're actually sometimes some of the stuff I remember reading back in the day, it was that they were working on something drastically more powerful. So this is something they could have had in the works for quite a long time. So I mean, I don't know. I'd love to see that. But the ubiquitous experience between the PS3 and the PSP2 is the only thing that I think is kind of questionable. But the actual everything specs wise that we listed off, I don't doubt for a second.
That'd be awesome.
You know, it's a good word.
Ubiquitous. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that word.
Yeah,
that's a nice word.
The only thing that I would think, I think again, playing on one, playing on the other is an awesome idea, being able to transfer the saves. And normally I would be with Ryan on it. Not going to happen. Sony would screw this up, or not even Sony, but developers want to put it. Last year I went to a dinner that was a whole bunch of gaming journalists, and then Sony people, and then a whole bunch of individual company references. And I was talking to the EA guy, and I was like, hey, you were talking about it was a PSP themed dinner about what's going on with the system, how they can make it better, stuff like that. Not a focus group, but just a discussion of going over our articles and why we didn't like it or something like that. And one of the things I asked the EA guy was why doesn't Madden have it where I can take my season from my PS3 to my PSP, play while I go on a trip, come home, re-upload, continue my season? And he's like, we looked into that for Madden 10, and it just didn't come together in the time we wanted to. So we're hoping for Madden 11. And it didn't happen at all in Madden 11. So maybe that's technology they're still...
Yeah.
It shows that they looked at it and they understand people want that.
Yeah. I mean, even further, again, we heard it was a year ago they patented, PlayStation Cloud.
Yeah.
The idea of a constantly connected device, similar to what they do with the Kindle, where you always have 3G connectivity without a fee or anything, and it's just for basic data. It would be great to have a way to again sync your saves with the server and on the go or at home, and again have that kind of universal experience.
Do you think this will have 3G?
That I think is a bit of a further stretch.
Damn it.
Again, the source said 3G connectivity and HDMI output were kind of the questionable areas that they couldn't get a definitive on. But
HDMI output would be sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I disagree with Clements too, just because I think if you make enough mistakes. I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you make if you really the PSP is a great piece of hardware, but wasn't supported and they made a huge amount of mistakes. PSP Go was a disaster.
it really was.
Totally really doesn't a lot of the choices they made obviously make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Kind of like Nintendo's choices in the mid '90s, where they were just making opposite choices about everything that should have been made. If you learn from your mistakes, and maybe the PSP2 is going to be a culmination of them really learning over the last 5 years everything they've done wrong and exactly what people want from a handheld. Yeah.
Well, and I've actually had a number of kind of heated debates with Rich George, the new IGN Nintendo executive editor, about its merits versus the 3DS and where it fits into the market. And he's of the belief that it just doesn't have a place in the market. But I think a device like that, considering everything we've discussed, would be tremendously successful despite the added premium.
Yeah.
I think people would buy into it.
But it would be another thing you figure where it would be early adopters buying it and then having to wait for a price drop for normal people.
It would be another PS3 scenario where the price is super high at first. Sony gets production costs down, sales go up, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long battle if this is what they're going for. It's
It
just.
seems like it is, right? I mean,
But it has legs. You know, when you have a platform like that is so based, again, if it was something like on the server and it's that powerful, like it'll be a very long life cycle for this thing if they can pull it off.
Yeah.
when do you think we see it? When does it come out, or when do we get to taste it, or something?
Okay, so like that was one of the questions I had for my sources. Like, you know, when can we see this? And they were under the belief that it would be as soon as possible, or not as soon as possible, but it could theoretically be like the next available opportunity considering the state of the device. They said it was pretty far along. So, you know, the thing is that like the next big event for Sony is as a general company, not SCEA, is CES. But since that is such a tech show and nobody really cares about CES on the gaming side, like it's I'd say that's pretty unlikely. So I would imagine, like, again, like they put all their cash into E3. The only reason I suspected maybe they would do something at CES would be to kind of steal the 3DS's thunder.
Yeah.
Because
Next year it's gonna be all about that.
yeah, because I think they're planning to launch before March. So something in January would just kind of again not totally trump it, but it would definitely distract from it a little
And
bit.
anytime you talk about 3DS, you'd be talking about what? Oh, Sony's going in a different direction.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Like it
Interesting.
would get their name in the ring. So
Do you believe Michael Pachter, who said this week, famously, infamously, that the PSP2 is dead on arrival?
no, I think again, if like pretty much everything we discussed is like if they can pull all of that off,
Yeah.
I think it has a great chance of being a really successful handheld. If it falls short on everything we've discussed, it may be dead on arrival. So I don't know. It's not quite as dead on arrival as the PSP phone though.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask about that. So, like, just because there's a lot of confusion out there, I think it's pretty clear that they're separate devices, but they are separate devices, right? So the PlayStation phone is this, and the PSP2 is this, and they're going to do them both.
That's actually a great question. I probably should have specified in the report, but just to clear all doubt, this is a completely separate device. This is not the PSP phone. Like, this is the PSP2 full-fledged.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of fascinated by it because I think Scott's totally right in that if they can get like the cloud down and maybe even get some 3G in there and support it with great PSN titles and have a great launch library and really make it connected to the PS3 intimately, that with the PS3 really coming into its own in 2011, which I really think it's clear that it's going to with all the good games that are coming out, like they could really take advantage of that momentum and have something that's really worthwhile, especially if they can get the price point even lower than 300.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know. I think the potential is exciting, and I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt because I really think that they've even learned their lesson. I think we've seen it firsthand that they've learned their lessons with PS3 and how bad the PS3's launch was and how expensive it was, announcing at E3 that it's going to be $600 and stuff like that, and doing all I think they've learned a lot of lessons about exactly what they need to do. That the PlayStation brand isn't going to pull itself. Like the PlayStation brand was so powerful in the late '90s that it pulled everyone into the PS2, and it wasn't really a problem. But that didn't transcend the PlayStation 3, and I think they realized they need to do something different, something more exciting. And I do think there's room in the market, even though Apple's obviously squashing people out. And I'm really not convinced that 3DS is going to be huge. But
I think it'll be like every other DS where people are like, and they run out and buy it, and then down the line, only a few people are playing it.
Yeah.
I got a 3DSi, and I got a DSi.
A 3DSi.
I got the damn I got the one with the dumb camera on it. All right, and I never use it except when I'm reviewing.
Yeah,
stuff.
I have that too, and it's a waste.
Even though Rock Band 3 you should pick up if you have.
It's actually interesting that you mentioned Apple, and that's why I kind of see, because Sony may be hurting right now, but they're not dumb, and they see the market and how it's going, and the big thing about Apple and part of their huge success is the fact that it is a kind of like a uniform platform. You could take your iPhone games and put them on your iPod Touch. You can sync them all with one central kind of thing. It's one experience, and on the iPad, and now they're doing the App Store where you'll probably be able to play the same kind of games on your Mac. Sony's got to see that and say we should be doing that. And that's that again. If they're smart and they put all of their effort into this, I think it could be a thing. Plus, going back to the PS3 thing, I think they may even try to hammer the price point down and take the hit like they did with the PS3. Simply just to get it out there, get the platform up, because
get people excited.
Because the PS3 is recovering now, and they're making tons of money on it. So I think if they see that worked, they might try to do the same thing with the PSP2.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Launch that with an Uncharted game.
Yeah, like even to say like we're gonna have an Uncharted game, we're gonna have a God of War game, we're gonna have a Ratchet and Clank game, maybe an Infamous game.
Do we really know the Ratchet and Clank game?
Yeah, we do.
Well, I mean, just saying having like these like, or even Twisted Metal or something like that. Even with upcoming titles that aren't released yet, like saying like, well, Twisted Metal is going to be on your PSP2, and it's going to be, you will be able to carry it over and stuff like that. Like, even having those games ready for launch, I think is really exciting, especially And
Give me a Joe Danger. I want a
you want a Joe Danger? Well, maybe you'll be able to play Joe Danger because it's already on the PlayStation Network.
Maybe that'd be nice.
So.
Speaking of the 2011, Sony's about to have, Colin. New Resistance 3 details have been widely speculated about or confirmed by Insomniac's Marcus Smith this week.
Whoa.
Gameplay details include the return of the weapon wheel, upgradable weapons, co-op campaign both locally and online, and progression-based competitive multiplayer.
Yeah, so some people in the comments, I do want to clarify, some people in the comments were like, Game Informer covered this already, but they didn't actually. They covered certain things, but like the thing about upgradable weapons is new, and I don't think they talked anything about how multiplayer is going to be like progression-based and stuff like that. So there's some new things, and they were confirming a lot of things.
So shut your cake-hole, readers.
I just wanted to clarify. I mean, some of the information was new, some of it was old, but it's new to a lot of people because that was the first that a lot of people in the comments had heard about a lot of that information. But it's exciting. The story information is really cool too. It seems like the Chimera have won, so the war is basically over, and like what it's all about now is
survival.
It's like surviving, and it looks like we've heard about it before that the Chimera are like trying to terraform the Earth to like make it colder and stuff like that.
World.
And apparently like. Your character will start in Oklahoma and he's working his way to New York City because that's like where some technology is or whatever that might be, give people their last stand, and that's it. So that's what we know.
Well,
What?
Someone's breathing, and it's pissing me off. That's you. You're the breather.
Well, I don't think I was breathing the entire time.
Oh, I'll kill you and everyone you ever
Stop
loved,
breathing, Ryan.
starting with Colin. Also,
Yeah.
2011's Dead Space 2. I'm excited.
Oh, me too.
Pumped.
It's getting a demo. PlayStation 3 gamers can look forward to the demo being uploaded to the PSN on December 21st in North America and December 22nd, in Europe.
You have to wait a whole day.
Oh my God, Europeans!
So close yet so far.
Can't wait. I'm thinking about playing it over Christmas break. The first one.
The
to
first
get
one?
ready for number 2.
I
But
want-
then I'm worried I'll be burned because I'm gonna maybe I try to platinum it and I do the plasma cutter thing on hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm burned out by the time 2 gets
Yeah, I
here.
mean that's the thing. I have all these plans about what I want to play over that break, and my girlfriend's going away, so I have plenty of time to play games. But I know I'm not going to get to like half the games I want to. So I don't even know if I'm going to add Dead Space to that list. It's not even worth it.
What's your update on catching me? You gonna catch me before the year's out?
You've been pulling away a little bit
Yeah,
again.
I haven't.
I'm playing Dead Nation. That game's really tough. I'm playing it on Grim. That game's really tough.
Yeah.
So I'm only getting like a couple bronzes.
Is that the hardest difficulty level?
No, it's like the second
Undead,
or third
yeah.
hardest
Isn't it?
difficulty. Yeah, there's like 5 difficulty levels. Grim's the hardest you can play without beating the game. You have to beat the game on Grim to unlock the next difficulty.
Look at you.
You got that with the discount from PlayStation Plus, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. You know what else is coming to PlayStation Plus? DC Universe Online Beta for everyone.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Okay. So you said no, like you bastard. Yeah, it's according to a blog entry that went up last night. It'll be available for everyone. No release date other than soon. But I'd be looking for that soon.
Yeah, but PlayStation Plus isn't worth it at all.
No, of course
No,
not.
no.
Also,
Sarcasm.
you know, you're also getting on December 21st, I believe. Space Shooter for $2. That's the title.
Yeah, that mini.
That is the title.
Yeah, it's
oh,
the
man,
mini from the guy.
Don't talk about any more minis because the list of minis that came out this week is priceless.
Okay. This is the one who gave us Zombie Tycoon, and then another mini I didn't enjoy all that much. But they have made minis before. The shooter looks cool. You see it today?
Oh yeah, I saw it on the blog.
Yeah, interesting.
It looks neat.
Let's do it. What do you say? Huh? Let's jump in.
Yeah, let's jump in. 'Cause
There's
this is a fucking Xbox ad, Greg.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to let you down. We should point out that you're wearing a High Time shirt today.
High Times for Peace. Well, High Time for Peace. It's not actual High Times.
It was blocked by a TV, and I thought it was High Times, the pot smoking magazine, which I was like, why would Ryan wear that to work?
It's High
it's not.
Time for Peace.
High
at the
Time for
bottom.
Peace.
Yeah.
Some kind of crazy hand in the middle.
Yeah, and there's like
With a
hand,
clock.
There's a hand holding a pocket watch.
Oh, and it's got the Obey dude in the middle. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
This shirt, it's got layers and layers of detail.
Yep.
There's new Mortal Kombat coming in April 2011. If you're playing on the PS3, you have an exclusive character to play with, Kratos from God of War.
I was hoping it was going to be Clank.
Am I the only one that's excited for the Mortal Kombat game?
Oh,
I think I'm going to have such a blast
I'm
with that
psyched.
game.
I
I
played
couldn't
a
be
ton
any
of it.
less
I
excited.
played a ton of it at PAX with the readers, and I had a great time. Yeah, I had fun.
The new one?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't think I even heard about that.
yeah. Oh, you
talk
should
about it.
pay more attention. It's fun.
Was
I
it
enjoy
good?
the X-ray breaks for breaking spines
you
and stuff
do.
and ribs. They had it on the simple mode so that you could just do one combination. Colin looks so unimpressed right now.
I'm listening. I'm not.
I know, but I know you look. Anyways. Anyways, yeah, the fatalities were cool. They were on I could just hit a button and get them done.
Oh.
I had fun.
That's dumb.
Well, it's at a trade show.
I know. Yeah, that game. I think that game's gonna be great because I was talking about it with a friend the other day, and I think it's gonna be the kind of thing where we all know that it's not going to be the most balanced and impressive fighting game. It's not going to be like a Street Fighter or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. It'll be
Yeah.
entertaining, and that's like the whole point of that series is like that sort of entertainment, that shock value, that let's like get with a group of friends and be like, let's see how many ridiculous fatalities we can pull off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be good.
All right.
It's going to be good.
When's that? Oh,
I
April.
think.
I just said that. Duh. A new Tomb Raider game is coming. It looks like a series prequel. Yes, I think they confirmed that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Following Lara Croft on her first adventure, Crystal Dynamics is developing the game, but there's no release date yet. Does anyone care?
Nope.
No. Okay. Yes.
I haven't
It's
cared about Tomb Raider
interesting.
since I was in 8th grade.
That you pronounce it Craft.
I know I screwed it up. Croft. I know how to really pronounce it, but
Oh, all
I'm
right.
just
I thought that
lost.
maybe it was just some sort of accent or
Nope.
something you're putting on.
I'm just dumb, and I screw things up.
You're not dumb.
And you point them out to call me on them. I guess it's better than you than all the readers in the comments.
Oh no, it's buddy.
It's too late.
Buddy.
You've ruined the show. Follow us on Twitter. I'll talk to you later. And just abrupt end. Possibly. I mean, there's been a lot of news, Colin. A lot of good stuff here. I imagine this is one of your most exciting stories because you put 3 exclamation points in it. A new James Bond game could be in the works. Raven Software, parentheses, 3 exclamation marks, is working on what is described as a stealth-based Bond game.
What?
Singularity's development apparently put this game behind schedule, but it's rumored to still be forthcoming. No official comment on it yet.
Yeah, dude, Raven's awesome. One of the most underappreciated developers out there. They're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
I mean, I've liked some of their stuff.
Forget about it. Wisconsin, man.
Man,
Oh
we're-
my God.
we're still
we've
getting
gotten
emails about
so many
Wisconsin.
emails
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Wisconsin.
So run through their development schedule again. Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they did. Well,
X-Men.
yeah,
Who
X.
farted? Jesus.
That was me.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
Just back up a little bit.
the two most recent games that gamers would know about is the Wolfenstein reboot and Singularity, which are both like super hardcore shooters.
It didn't sell well.
No,
Okay.
but they're fun. I think they're really great.
I'll take them. I'll try them this break for you.
I think Singularity is really. I think Wolfenstein's a really cool game because it's kind of like it's like an open world shooter in a way. Like you're like in a town like that's controlled by the Nazis, and you like go to different parts of the town, and then it brings you to maps that like you have to like complete.
Uh-huh.
And some of them you can do, I guess, in certain orders. Plus, there's like side quests where you go to like certain buildings and like clear them out and stuff and find collectibles. It's really a pretty novel game. And Singularity is like a man versus the world shooter about like Soviet experiments on this island or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
And they did the X-Men game.
Yep.
Or the X-Men Wolverine one.
The Wolverine game,
Yeah.
yeah, which I thought was
That was fun.
a
They
really
need
cool
to
game,
make
too.
one without trying to tie it to the movie. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
They should have started to work on that right away. Because that was cool. Skin peeling off. Scotty Lowe knows. He loves
Of
the
course.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
You like skin peeling off?
Yeah. For him, like you'd fight and you could get willed down to your animanium skeleton and then watch it grow
For
back.
some reason,
That
I
was a
just
cool idea.
focused on the skin peeling off.
I just love peeling off skin,
Just
too.
thought in
No.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of theirs, so keep an eye out for that game, I guess, when we know more.
10 Neo Geo classics are coming to the PlayStation Network on December 21st. They will be available for both PS3 and PSP. Many of them have been updated to support online multiplayer, but for whatever reason, there's no trophies.
Yeah, I don't understand how they even got away with that because Sony's own words 2 years ago was where everything was going to have trophies.
You're missing how they do it. They're not remastering them. They're just like PS1 classics.
Yeah, I know, but we
Neo
got
Geo classics.
Well, yeah, we got Wolfenstein 3D and Gunstar Heroes and games that like were not touched at all that got trophies. So I don't really understand how.
Well,
Wolfenstein 3D is a straight port.
If you're going backwards, I think you're allowed to do whatever you want. But when you start going forward, that's when you need to make sure it's got stuff.
I mean, it's cool. The cool thing too, I told you about that's not on there. Is I was reading the PlayStation blog today. Those games will be $7 instead of $10 for PlayStation Plus subscribers. So.
For some reason, you're holding your breath for the PSP versions of those two. Most of them are coming in January. You only get 2 on December 21st. And weirdly, you have to buy them on both platforms if you wanted them on both platforms. So you have to choose. You have to choose. I want it on PS3 or I want it on PSP.
Whatever, dude.
Because you can't just download one and play them on both, which is stupid. That's them money grubbing.
People were making good points so that we can't really complain about this stuff since Magician Lord was $200 when it came out. So
True.
on Neo Geo.
No way.
Yeah, Neo Geo games were really expensive.
No way.
Yeah, like really expensive. Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
BS.
Okay.
Somebody look into that.
I think you're actually right because I remember reading something about that. But
Neo
it's
Geo
just such-
machines were like over $1,000. So
Really?
yeah.
Gee.
Because you could take your memory
Surprised
card.
that one didn't fail. That one didn't last.
You can take it, but I mean that's the weird thing is that it did last. It lasted like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, because you could take your memory card from your systems and bring it to the arcade and put your memory cards into the arcade to like, unlock things and upload things and stuff.
Interesting.
They had it was a pretty nice idea. But
Ahead of their time, some would say. 3 stories to round it out here. Quick hits. PSN game Horde has been updated. Version 1.01 fixes the game's most chronic problem, small text. There's also a new level, sortable leaderboards, persistent multiplayer lobbies, and more. Anybody?
I actually downloaded it last night finally.
Oh, we should play together. I like Horde quite a bit.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Making gamers everywhere overwhelmingly sad. It looks like a new prototype game is forthcoming. Looks like it will be officially
There's
revealed
the
at the
spin.
VGAs. That's what you
God,
want.
prototype
That's the
sucks. I can't believe
Give
that.
it a chance. Maybe it'll be good this time.
Oh my God, dude! I know that game.
Scott says no.
No.
I know that game sold really well, and so obviously that's why it's Activision, so obviously they want a sequel. But that game sucks. I can't believe anyone likes that game. That's like one of the weird anomalies, especially because it came out right when Infamous came out, and they do the same thing, and Infamous is 25 times better than Prototype in every way.
I would say infinitely better. Because I thought you would have given Prototype a 0, and you can't.
No, you can't give Prototype a 0. I would have given Prototype like a 4 maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
whatever.
That game sucks.
You would right now on Beyond, mouthing off. If you were reviewing it, you would not have given it a 4.
It was an awful game.
Oh my gosh, you're crazy. It wasn't that bad. It was boring. The cutscenes were fun. The story seemed cool enough. I liked that he was trying to help with his sister and get the.
Mercer. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. Nailed
Yeah,
it.
you're right. Maybe I would have
Nailed
given it a 4. I don't really know what I would. But I do.
It'll be interesting to see, one, when this comes out, if it's going to go head-to-head with Infamous again. 2, if it's going to get delayed a bunch of times like the first game did.
Yeah. God,
I can't-
delayed indefinitely.
What's
please.
wrong? What's wrong?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Talk.
No, it's okay.
I can't figure out this breathing thing. Because I'm like listening for it. I'm really
Well,
paranoid.
I haven't heard it in a long time.
Well, you do it to survive.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you
Yeah,
breathing.
I think it's because my nose is stuffy.
Everybody's sick in the hygiene office except Colin for some
Oh,
reason.
I'm not sick.
You wanna know
I
why I'm not sick?
I need
Sure.
to blow my nose. That's
This
all.
is you wanna know
McDonald's?
my secret.
Yeah.
No.
Where should I put the mic?
I thought it was fine where it was. Just where you brought it down. There, leave it back there. You're fine.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Let me-
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
wanna
let you
hear it.
all in on a little secret.
Yeah.
You know what the key to longevity is?
Sure.
Orange juice.
You drink it every day?
Dude, I drink like 2.5 gallons of orange juice a week.
That's good.
And I'll tell you this, I got off orange juice for like a few months because I was just like, I've been drinking orange. I drink orange juice like with every meal, like when I'm at home and
Weird.
yeah, like with my dinner and stuff. Like when I'm making like chicken cutlet sandwiches, I have a huge glass of orange juice. And then I stopped drinking it right before I went home last year for Christmas, and I got really sick.
Yeah.
So I was like, that is definitely.
I pop vitamin C pills. Does that count?
It does, but you want to take vitamins in liquid form if you can because it's easier for your body to assimilate or whatever. I'm telling you, man. Like I don't like. Well, I'm probably gonna get really sick now, but even when I was in college,
Next week, Colin has died. He caught the common cold.
You know, I didn't take care of myself in college. I ate like shit and like didn't sleep much and stuff like that. And I never got sick because I drank orange juice like all the time. I really think that's the key. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Plus, I will never get scurvy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go.
Secret of immortality.
Yeah, there you go. That was a new segment for Podcast Beyond. Dr. Colin already speaks.
Yeah.
And the final story of the day, Echo Chrome 2 is a release date. It's coming December 21st. Remember, that's a Move title. Can you only play it with Move?
No, you must be able to play with DualShock. Is it any different than the first one? Really? Is it just new stages?
Shoot, I should have looked this up because I wrote a preview on Echo Chrome 2, I think.
I like Echo Chrome's idea, but I just couldn't play it. Like I downloaded it maybe a few months ago, and I'm like, I can't get into this game. I like the idea. It's too much.
I think this one will be better, a little bit. I don't know. With Move, I think it'll be easier for me to wrap my head around because it's playing with shadows and it's trying to move stuff around. And the first Echo Chrome broke my mind. Like it gave me a headache. I was like, oh jeez.
It's too hard. It was too exact. Like I was like, man, like because gamers that don't know what Echo Chrome was all about. It's basically just trying to manipulate a picture in 3D to make a person.
Sorry, got stuff in my face here, so I'm rubbing a mic with a napkin. Scott Lowe, you're being too effing quiet. I don't like it.
I'm learning.
He's just
fine.
taking it all
Yeah.
in.
Echo Chrome's too hard for Colin.
Yeah, it's just it's a great idea. but-
Agreed, and it's just that's not what I want to do when I sit down to play games.
Yeah,
I don't want to sit there and think so hard that my head hurts. And Portillo goes, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it was
My
like
Lowe can
dog
speak.
shouldn't talk. This broke my mind.
Portillo is the greatest voice ever.
Please feed me.
That would be awesome if such a little, tiny, energetic dog had a super deep, creepy voice like that fucking dude from No Country for Old Men, whatever his name is. Greg.
I just ate my own poop.
I'm afraid to say that I've wet the carpet again.
I think I might have eaten some chocolate. Please make me vomit. Colin,
yeah.
2011 is going to be a huge year for the PlayStation 3.
It is.
However, 2010 ain't over yet.
Nope.
If I wanted to know what had come out into retail stores, where could I go?
Go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Boo!
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
You had a really two episodes ago, Fireside Chats too. You had a really maybe a 10-second.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I
I
was
thought
really
I would
impressed by
just
that
keep
one.
it concise.
All right, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
On PS3, the only thing that came out this week is Tron, which is I guess tied into the movie.
And it did not do well.
Jack gave it a 6.0.
It's certainly Trons some Trons. That's all I know.
I don't
Am
know what
I
that
right? Who knows what Tron means? It means nothing.
No.
It's a 4-letter word.
Yes, it is.
For Jeff Bridges.
And nothing on PS2. PSP, lots of games this week.
What?
Tron, Michael Jackson, The Experience. I guess you reviewed that, right?
Yeah.
What'd you give that one? You gave that like a 5.5?
Damn it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think you
I
did.
saw
cannot get it
screenshots
right.
and I thought, oh, this could be cool.
It's
It's like Britney's Dance Beat on the PS2.
all it is. It's the simplest rhythm game I've played in years
too simple.
because it has it's Michael Jackson music. It sounds good. You put on some headphones. You're like, oh yeah, beat it. But it's 2 buttons. There are only 2 buttons the entire fucking time. You only press 2 buttons. It's a rhythm game with 2 buttons.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's
3
not good.
difficulty levels. You play it on hard. Guess how many buttons you use?
2.
2 buttons. You play that game on easy. You know how many buttons you use?
3.
2 buttons. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sorry.
Football Manager
Anybody see that
2000.
SNL
No.
sketch?
No.
Oh, okay. You got to look up the SNL sketch where Keenan does the it's like this New York governor for the rent is too
Oh,
damn
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
Too
The
damn high
rent
part.
is too damn high.
Shh. You hear that? Somebody's stomach just growled. It's so good.
Yeah, that guy was great, actually.
Oh my god.
I would have voted
That's my
for it.
home state.
Yep. Right there.
Football Manager. Oh, it's your home state too.
Yeah.
Football Manager 2011. It's like Buffalo and Long Island are 2 different. Long Island should be its own state anyway. Whatever. Football Manager 2011. Military History Commander Europe at War. Neo Geo Heroes. So there's some Neo Geo things.
There you go. Some more Neo Geos.
And Aragorn's Quest, which is a Lord of the Rings game that you probably don't care about.
Yeah, 5.5, I believe.
But which of those should I buy? I just found my PSP in my unpacking process.
Well, let's see what minis came out
Yeah,
before we
maybe
make
minis
any
Yeah.
rash decisions. Colin, what does Zombie Blognack have to say? Also, interesting thing, the real Blognack, well, I guess Zombie Blognack in general, just texted me while we were recording the show.
Oh.
Also, did you just call me Colin?
Did I?
Because you said Colin. What did the Zombie Blognack have to say? Does Colin have Zombie Blognack information?
No, it's Clements does. I'm sorry if I did that.
I didn't really.
Sometimes
care.
I just replace your name with the guy I like more than you.
I always laugh. I was just telling.
Oh, don't get sad. Your Rotary Club member, Ryan Clements.
I was laughing because my dad, I love him, but whenever I talk to him on the phone, he always cycles through the wrong names before getting to mine because he's such a scatterbrain.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was laughing about that earlier.
Adorable.
Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe I'm your dad.
It's funny. My parents
Whoa.
do that too.
Yeah. Like, do they
Dick and
go-
Dana, Alec Collin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Helen? Did I catch a Helen in there?
Dagan. It's my brother.
Okay.
Dana and Allie are my sisters.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Look at that.
So no Helen in there.
No Helen.
Okay.
Helen Hunt.
So you're saying there's no Helen in your family?
No Helen Moriarty, got it.
So, downloadable games. We talked a little bit about these already. We have Alien Breed 2 Assault. Who's excited for that one? Nobody?
I think those Alien Breed games are supposed to be cool.
All right.
This is the one that already came to 360. I forget what Sam gave it, though.
Now, I pose a question
Hit me
to the
with it.
Beyond Conference. This sacred hall, filled with the greatest minds our generation has ever known.
Here's the
How do you
question.
say this?
Oh, it's a Quillon.
I always Quillione.
Quillion.
What is it?
What do you think? Scotty Lowe right there.
Cleone?
It might just be a silent Q.
I have no idea.
It's Qlione.
There were
Hey,
PC
Beyond-
games.
yeah,
There were some PC
anyway,
games. They're getting
it's
repackaged, put on PSN.
Cleon Evolve. Anyway, Kung Fu Live also came out as we discussed.
And I'd love to hear your impressions of Kung Fu Live.
Yes, I'll tell you in just a moment. Let's finish up the. Or do you want me to just go now?
Okay, it's a conversational
minis.
podcast.
It's a conversational podcast. Let's talk about it now.
I played Kung Fu Live at PAX with some other kids right before I played Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat, actually.
yeah.
We had a ball. It read us so well. We were playing in a very, very well-lit studio place with a green screen behind us.
Yeah,
Then
so-
I got the copy, and I tried to do a preview of it, and I couldn't get it to work in our office because it kept cutting me off at the knees, so I was like a little midget fighting people.
Yep.
How did the review code come out?
All right. So that game makes me feel bad. Okay. because I can tell that the team that behind it was really enthusiastic, really passionate. They have a nice idea. So it pains me to say that's a piece of shit. And I hate to say it, but like that game, if it is operating in normal conditions, as in not the ideal conditions that it was designed for and the technology allows for, but in regular conditions where you're just an average Joe in his average Joe apartment with an average Joe background, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It's just really it doesn't work.
It's trying to be Connect with the PlayStation Move, which is a great PlayStation Eye,
right?
Which is a really cool idea, but I don't think the tech pulls it together.
So
were you having the same problems I was, where it's like bringing in the background, it can't tell where your shadow is?
Yeah, I'm I was trying to like do a flip, so I'm like throwing my hands up into the air.
He was trying to do a flip in the game, not in real life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like throwing my hands up, nothing's happening. I'll like punch off to one side, my character will do a sliding punch to the other side, and all right, I'm going to say something right now.
Okay.
This is absolutely not an excuse for people to come up and try and fight me. But I studied martial arts for like 11 fucking years.
I want to fight you.
So I know. Okay. So I know at least a little bit about fighting, just a little bit. I suck at it now, right?
Yeah.
So that's why people should not try to fight me, because I'll just get my ass kicked. But I know at least some basics and some fundamentals about this stuff. So when I throw several punches in a row, I know that I'm throwing good punches and I know what I'm doing. The game can't read any of that. So, like, I'm trying to fight these cheap fucking bastards in this game, and I throw, like, 3 punches, and then, like, they block one, and it just whiffs on the other 2. And I'm like, and then eventually I just started, like throwing out, like, just being completely ridiculous, and that sort of worked a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm basically throwing my legs and hands out at the same time.
Is it input lag, or is it simply just not detecting?
It just doesn't detect, like, you're supposed. It would, like, detect if you, like, threw one like hit like this. But like if you do
solid punches, but if you
do like some quick jabs or something like that, which you kind of have to do because it's friggin' cheap game, It's like this enemy AI is effing brutal, man. Yeah. So yeah, and again, like I don't like being so critical of a game where it's clear that the team was really behind it and tried and gave it an honest go. Yeah. Because the presentation values of that game, not too bad at all. It's not.
I like it. It takes photos of you and inserts them into cutscenes. And
exactly.
Stuff.
And it's all comic book style, and it's sort of just completely inspired by old kind of hokey kung fu movies and stuff like that. So that's all great.
Now this purely is based on the PlayStation Eye, not the Move, right?
Correct.
Okay. It's only Eye. Yeah,
I think the game's $15 too. The game I like to play with these kinds of things is how long this game will be. $15.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, let's see.
I give it about like 2 weeks until the game gets a discount. Because like I said, I remember Top Gun was $15, and I think it's like $5 now. Because
that game should not be $15 because you can. I'm going to start over again, okay? There's not many levels. There's about like 11 or 12 stages, and I got through the first 6 in probably an hour and a half. So that's like, that's like a couple-hour game if you can actually get through it.
Yeah.
So you're saying 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So you're saying price drop on the 21st?
Yeah.
What do you got for me? What's the game
I'll do in 1 month.
So I'm doing it by PSN weeks. So
4 weeks?
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're saying January 4th?
Yeah, right at the New Year. They'll do like a New Year discount.
Okay. You want to play this game, Scotty?
Yeah, I think it'll be the 21st too, because then they can still wrap it up under the guise of it being a holiday special.
Yeah,
and then just keep it.
I would have done that too, but I didn't want to be like everybody else.
Whatever.
Are we doing prices right, over, under, kind of thing? Closest without going over?
Yeah. Okay. It'll be half off, probably $7.50.
No, I don't mean the money. I mean just the dates.
Oh,
closest
closest. Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna go January 11th, which is the week after Clements, because I think it's gonna be a ways down the line. I don't think it'll be super soon.
Got it.
We'll see. Fun game.
Cool.
Listeners, mark this one for us. We forget this stuff.
All right.
165.
When you're saying fun game, you mean the game we're about to play, not Kung Fu Live.
I agree that Kung Fu Live did not come together and is not working the way it should be working.
Yeah.
And it's
unless you have a studio lighting and a green screen.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, but then you run into the gameplay problems of the fact that you don't have the ability to block, and they do. So the AI is like you're throwing all these great punches, and the AI is just like block, 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 and I'm like, Fuck, man. Give me something here.
Can you dodge or anything?
You can dodge.
Because doesn't it telegraphs where it's going?
Telegraphs
so you have to jump
where,
or like
so you
duck?
have to jump, but like obviously there's like it telegraphs something, and you go to jump, and like I mean you can't really jump that fast. You can try and duck out of the way, but like it's just the fact that they're blocking so much that seemed like a total.
And there's no variable difficulty setting?
There is.
Okay.
So I had to when I turned it down to easy, it was more tolerable, but I don't like having to play a game on easy. I want to play it on the normal difficulty level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is sad turn of events.
Yeah. Well,
what else you got though on the PS1?
Okay. Now let's conversational podcast. Let's move on to the fun stuff.
Okay, good.
Because I think we have the mini list now.
Okay, good.
1 second. Get my papers here.
Scott Lowe, fill time.
Fill time.
There you go. Good job. That's what I wanted to hear.
All right. PSP. Well, let's do the PSP games first.
Okay.
As Colin touched upon Tron Evolution, did you talk about Football Manager Handheld 2011?
Yeah. All these games are available digitally, I think, this week.
Yeah. Military History Commander, Europe at War. You talking about Neo Geo, Michael, and Everyone's Cross. Okay, you got all those.
What you got for minis?
All right,
The
ready?
Jeff Rubenstein collection.
Here we go. We got Boom Beats. We got Blimp, The Flying Adventures.
I like that.
Arcade Essentials.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all
that
about.
title. Aqua Attack.
Aquatac.
Anybody?
Isn't it Aquatac?
Aquatac, yes, it is. There's no double
Some kid
A.
you just saved some kid. Somebody was on the PSN going, Aqua Attack search. What the hell? Where is it?
And,
Actually, I think it's Aquatac because there's an exclamation point after it, too, I think.
not on this one.
Oh, no? It was in the
And
back end.
last but not least, Flying Hamster.
Yes. All right.
I'm buying that.
What, for $5.99?
Yeah, as usual, every mini is $5
Oh, my-
too expensive.
Jeez.
yeah. I hope they get that settled for PSP.
Yeah, if they're gonna
Yeah.
do PSP, if they're gonna do, they need to drop everything to like $1 or $2.
I like Boom Beats and Blimp the Flying Adventures.
Blimp: The Flying
Those are
Adventure is
good.
pretty awesome.
All right.
That brings us to pick of the week. Doesn't sound like anything super
Beats.
worthy.
We don't really have to nominate everything.
No, you don't have to have a winner.
Yeah, let's not then.
Okay, then no winner this week. No pick of the week. Play some old classic games.
Yep. You have plenty
Play
of
more
games to
Pac-Man.
play.
Did you download the Pac-Man yet? Go download the
I
Pac-Man.
know not enough people are playing that
Did you
game.
play that Need for Speed? Because I played that game recently.
What'd you
and that
think?
game's really good.
I had some fun with it. I stopped though.
I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's given me other people's something to shoot for right away.
Yeah.
And it's like a local goal. Like it's someone that you're competing with. That
Somebody you know off your friends list. Yeah, I like that.
Well,
I like
and
that.
it's not just incentive in that like you see it and you're like, man, I want to beat them. You also get points and like experience points for beating that in just sort of a normal like mission sense, like in the career
Yeah.
mode. So I dig it.
Interesting.
Yes.
Since we couldn't give you a pick of the week, we'll give you some free games. Some listeners wrote in with all sorts of codes here.
Oh, yeah.
I have 4 for Sackboy's Prehistoric Moves. Of course, this comes out on the PSN next week for $6. If you're PlayStation Plus member, you can get it right now for free. We have a review up on the site from me. I gave it a 6.5. Nothing inherently wrong with it. I mean, my problem with it was it's a demo. They say in the very, very beginning, welcome to this demo of Little Big Planet. So that's where the 6.5 really comes from, is the fact that it's very short and shallow, and it's not crazy. It's not, you can't use your costumes from Little Big Planet. You can't create levels with it. You're just there to try out what Move and Little Big Planet do together, and you need someone else to play with. And if somebody else is playing with it on the Move, it's not all that exciting. These are all little things, right, that add up to it. That probably why you shouldn't invest $6 in it. But if you can get it for free and try it out with your girlfriend, little brother, something like that, why not, right? Let's read some codes.
Yeah.
First off, the first code comes from Nick. He's a big fan. He got the Pac-Man Championship DX Edition code last week, so he wanted to give us a move code. It is 5MH5ETNDDB2N. Next up, Garrett. 4332HENH6GAC. ABC123 loading writes in with a code 38E2QGN9 Chris writes in with one HCA64BN7BF6B.
I've never been so excited about hearing the inflection of your voice when reading
Well, I
codes.
know it can get mundane listening to random numbers and letters spit out, so I try to keep kids
We
entertained.
just do the entire podcast. H7X5.
Someone's driving right now in their minivan, look at their wife, go, yeah, he's got me. This is what I listen. This is what they do. Colin.
Yeah.
Benny wrote in. He's got 2 Dead Space ignition codes.
Okay.
Would you like one? I know you
Yes.
want the hacker suit.
I do.
You can
Please.
take one.
Thank you.
I want you to take one, all right?
Yeah, I want the hacker suit.
All right, I'm writing Colin here. So there you go, Benny. One. Does anybody else want one? Do you want to share in the joys
I'm
here?
good. You guys enjoy.
No?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
enough.
give that one out.
Benny, your first code goes to Colin Moriarty.
Thank you, Benny.
And your second code goes
Hey, Benny.
FQPRKHBJ NCBH.
Why are we laughing?
No reason. If you didn't get it, I'm not going to explain the joke to you. Yeah. Colin, that's
there's
the
a
first time you've
BJ.
ever taken a code from us.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've offered because I know you wanted to play that game.
Yeah, no, I do. I appreciate that. It's funny because I was probably going to buy it this weekend, so that was quite
There you go.
quite timely. Yeah, I want the suit for Dead Space too. So.
Okay. How many comments do you think we're going to get in the article right now about how cheap we are for taking a code?
5 to 10 probably.
All right. It's a Christmas gift from Benny to you. Whatever.
Yeah,
you provide hours of entertainment.
There's a considerable chance Benny makes more money than I do.
Colin, you got any trophy tips?
No. I've just been playing Dead Nation, which I love, and Greg and I are going to be playing it together soon.
I gotta
co-op,
get
whatever. Yeah, you need to unlock the.
I gotta play through on Grim to unlock
right.
the hardest difficulty, so you and I can do that together.
I'm doing one stage a night because it's pretty grueling, man.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I was on like stage 6 or whatever. I was like right by the gate, and you could see like the lines on the ground that like end the stage, and I'm like I thought I explored everything. I just ran, and some zombie just sacked me from behind. I was like, and she, my girlfriend like came in, and she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I died.
What do you got?
Just a programming note. We passed an hour mark, so
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. This is a good show. This is
Yeah.
a meaty show.
Hey,
Yeah.
Greg, real quick before we forget to.
Yeah.
We did get art. Some
Oh,
awesome
right.
art.
Yeah. I have it written down here in the thing.
Okay, do you
when
wanna
I get to
do-
reader mail, we'll
Oh,
do
okay,
this.
okay. I just want to make sure we don't.
Quick
forget.
trophy tip. Sackboy's Prehistoric Moves has trophies. No platinum. There is a gold, however, for collecting all 25 special bubbles. Not going to be hard. There's also a silver for getting 15 of the special bubbles, and I got that just trying around.
Nice.
The main hold up there is that you have to have somebody to play Move with, because I was playing by myself, and the levels aren't hard if you're platforming as Sackboy, but when I was playing by myself with the controller on the table and I'm using the Move over here, it was very hard to ace levels. I was dying a lot. So if you had somebody else there, it's not going to be hard, but I could not convince Steimer to sit down and be my Move bitch for 10 levels, so find a Move bitch for 10 levels. That's what you need.
Move, bitch.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, it's true. I'm sorry. You can't log. If you and I were playing, you couldn't log in while you're using the Move, so you couldn't earn trophies based on that. You know what I mean? Not to mention, no game does that.
Yeah, and you can't play online, right? Which is
Exactly. Yeah. There's no online, so I couldn't say, "Hey, Scott, you've got Move. Can you help me out tonight?" No. I have to have somebody in my house helping me out.
Well, I'll come over anytime.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
you
live
live here
here
now.
now.
It's easy.
So,
All right, we should
yeah.
do that. You haven't been to the Miller abode yet.
Not
We
yet.
should do that.
The compound.
Tonight's the IGN Christmas party. We're all going to get fucked up and make bad decisions. I live right by there, so you can come over afterwards and meet Priscilla
nice.
and hang out.
Hey, you guys want to play some Sackboy?
I want to play SingStar. It's 3 in the morning on a Thursday. All right, so yeah, we're done. Topic of the week, Uncharted 3. We beat it to death. I know we all have lots to do, so we'll get to mail call. Reader mail.
Sounds good. Oh, wait 1 second.
Hey, we just had a conversation you guys don't know about. I bet you really wish you knew what was going on behind it. We just talked about Sackboy's Prehistoric Moves. And one and only Enzo De Gregorio writes in.
Oh, Enzo.
Hey,
He
what's
says,
up, Enzo?
Hey, Greg, Ryan, Colin, and insert IGN name here.
I think you're supposed to say and Scott.
Oh, crap. Sorry, I screwed that one up, Enzo. Ezio.
Breaks my
I'm going
heart.
to call you Ezio now. 'Cause I'm
Oh.
Assassin's Creed. Ezio.
Yeah, it's Enzo and Ezio are very close.
With
in
your
sounding.
recent review of Sackboy's Prehistoric Moves and the fact that Move has been out for a while now, I wanted to ask each of you what your favorite Move game is, despite the fact that we're currently making the best out of a bad situation. Minus Sports Champions. Don't Stop Beyond. Anybody got anything other than Sports Champions?
Sports Champions is definitely the best game on it.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
Dance
tough.
Central. Oh, wait.
Oh.
I think I give it a 6.0, but TV Superstars is a nice idea.
Yeah, I like the idea of it too, but yeah, your review,
Ugh.
load times and not that many
Yeah.
not many games.
Was not a fan.
No.
Not.
It seems to be load times across the board are terrible for move games.
Yeah.
Like I've
that's
yet
actually
to
a good
encounter one that is actually
It's got a
fast
lot of
loading.
tech going on.
Your load times are terrible.
What about the mini games in Deadliest Catch?
Oh,
What was it? Crab Revenge? What was it called?
Sea of Chaos.
Oh, Sea of Chaos. Sorry.
Crab's Revenge.
No, Deadliest
me, will you?
Deadliest Catch is a fine
It's the
game.
Master Crab.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I mean, I think
Transform boat.
people that are into like unique games will actually probably dig on Deadliest Catch, but it's not a great game at all.
Okay.
And I gave it like a 6.5. It's not that
I'm
bad.
just picturing like a cigarette smoking crab like with the shadows, and he's like, "Do you remember me?" Click, 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 click.
You're the one that got away.
Comes into the frame. You killed my entire family. Click, 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 click. All right.
He's got the greenhorn. Put up our shield, Sig. I can't. There's not enough power. We need to catch more crabs with our move controller.
Yeah, the move controls in that game suck.
Miles has a question. Scott Lowe, this one you can answer.
All right, cool.
This isn't the one specifically gear related. He
All
says,
right.
Beyond, I love the podcast. Great work. Can Sony ever keep a secret? Back in 2009, Sony leaked the PSP Go through its own subscription service, Core, on accident. Just a few months ago, images of the PS3 Slim leaked. Now alleged photos of the PSP phone have been released. Yes, and the PSP 2. Seriously, this is all old news. Why can't Sony keep their projects a secret?
It's a good question. That's been a problem for a long time.
They have too many arms, I think. I think the problem is that they're so compartmentalized that, like, everything's just sort of passed along freely. Like, if you look at, with the very limited knowledge I have of Apple's practices, which are apparently, like, Gestapo-like, like, they literally will, for instance, I heard this story about.
Stop. That's a fantastic way to describe it.
I heard a story about the people from Netflix developing for the Apple TV before it was even announced, or even they didn't know what they were developing for. Apple wouldn't tell them, or even give them a sense. So they were in a room with it. And but it was under it was in a box, so they couldn't see what they were developing for. So in that kind of instance, they're so crazy about their their secrets that it just never gets out. But it gets out in the China, from the Chinese manufacturers. But Sony just seems to pass this stuff around like it's no big deal. Because what was it? GDC last year they said they were passing around the PSP 2 in at the show.
Yeah.
So it's
hey, you guys!
yeah.
Come here, I got something to show.
Don't write this on a blog.
Hey, bro, I know you wanted me to be quiet. This PSP 2 is balls to the wall, yo.
Yeah, or the PS3 Slim showing up at that shop in Asia somewhere 6 months before
or
the
that
friggin' thing
YouTube
came out.
video somebody
Showing the
named
ports.
Cheese Gravy posted where they would show the ports.
Yeah.
Another gear question for you here.
All right.
Alex Ross writes in. I hope it's the Alex Ross from comics. He says, Beyond. Hey, I was just wondering if it's possible to play games that support 3D on the PS3 with those red and blue glasses if I'm playing on just a normal HD TV.
No.
Okay.
No, you need a system, a TV with active 3D technology.
Sometimes they're tied to their manufacturer, right?
What?
We had some NVIDIA ones that we thought were going to work with this Samsung TV we had, but then that turned out.
Do you really want me to explain that? Because I
don't want you to explain it.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, sure. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So basically, what you guys were trying to do is make PC 3D glasses work with a console.
Yeah.
That's bad.
But it was a TV.
But it worked with a
It's a 3D TV.
Yeah. But okay, so all 3D TV technologies are proprietary. So you can't use a pair of Samsung glasses with a Sony TV and vice versa.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't write down this listener's name, but so I'm calling him RoboCop. RoboCop writes in. He says, "If I'm wasting your time, I'm sorry, but I have one question about the Little Big Planet 2 beta codes. Where do you put them in? When you go to the PlayStation Store, this is a good one.
Did he write
Yeah, he wrote the O's in there. So that's why I put him in.
Oh,
wait.
And that's why I didn't know his name. Greg,
Why
I do believe the name is my name is Jaron. So this is Jaron, and I don't think this is his first
AKA
language.
RoboCop.
Or AKA RoboCop. When you go to the PlayStation Store, there's also a way from account management. This is my way, though. PlayStation Store, and then up in the corner, the top right corner, there's a little pencil-looking icon. You click on that, you can put the codes in there. Super easy.
Pencil-looking icon.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation
It could be a pen,
Store.
but I think
or
it's a
pen.
pencil.
All right.
It's
Some
really right in
writing device.
A lot of kids also keep writing in about the Custom Quest codes and all that. They in the codes we give away in general.
All right, yeah. So I think we should talk about this.
We think we might have figured this out.
Yeah, I think I saw this. All right, so if you're it's very common when you download a game on PlayStation Network. If you download enough games, you already know the answer to this. You get two downloads. You get the demo, which is the game. It's the brunt of the download.
Which is a dumb way to do it.
Yeah, it is. But
Because like last night, Arthur, I'm like, hey, test. He's trying this new controller for Scott for Gear. It's a controller that looks like a 360 controller. Looks like a 360 controller, really a PS3 controller. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Try Pac-Man and tell me if the sticks feel better that way. And he's like, okay. And then he tweets back, well, it's going to take 99 minutes to download the demo. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, well, I think they do it for that exact reason, because then you're like, oh, you want to download the unlock code? It's 6 KB,
Yeah.
something like that. So that's the way it happens. If you're using one of our codes and only getting the demo, it's because you are too late, and the code has already been taken or whatever. So I assume the same codes will lead to the demo over and over again. So please stop writing in the comments about it, because if you're too slow, you're too slow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So deal with it. God, I hate everybody. Hate everybody.
Do you hate me?
No, I love everybody. Everybody knows that. Kids know that. They know I'm just giving them a hard time here. Royce Butler writes, and he says, "Hey guys, Rolls-Royce 5 here." That's his PSN if you don't know.
Right.
Now that GT5 is finally out, does Colin still think it will move, quote, mass PS3 units?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it probably already is right now.
Think so? As we speak, it's happening?
Well, we'll find out today.
Right? Oh, it is MBT. Oh, I got to get you my picks. Am I too late?
No, I'll extend it.
Oh, crap. I'll do this as soon as we get back upstairs and shirk my real work.
As long as you get me the numbers before we get the
Again,
yeah.
You can come to my desk upstairs. I will go right there to your email.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You just, they usually come in at like 3 or 4 Pacific.
Do people know what you do here?
No.
Well, what we're talking about. They know you're the guides guru.
Yeah.
What else is that?
So we do an MPD. What I like 2 years ago, I invented a game called MPD Superbet, and we work at IGN, so we're privy to the exact MPD numbers for every game that was sold every month or whatever. So we pick like 10 games out a month, and then we guess on how well they sold. We can't show you the results, obviously, because we can't tell you how well a game sold. Apart from the top 10, I think.
Yeah.
So we just keep stats or whatever on that, and like who guesses the closest and stuff. So yeah, that's what we do. So we do it the first Thursday of every month, because that's when we get the numbers.
Interestingly, this is the first year first time you're doing it where we have to email you our results. Usually we used to walk to a whiteboard and write them in.
Right.
Last month I won for the first time ever with 3 correct answers. The problem is that usually the way I guess is Price is Right. Like, I'm like, what did they guess? And I look down, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I do that. Now I'm just blind. I'm just guessing numbers.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea. And Mark was saying, like, well, you know everyone's numbers. And so I was like, I'll guess first then. And then I won't change my numbers. So, yeah, it makes it a little more blind. That's the thing, is the numbers are just absolutely all over the map, which is cool because, who knows who's really right. But it's a fun game to play, and I'm changing the whole standing system this month and stuff.
Right,
so,
cool.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to
I
it.
like how serious you take it, too.
Well,
Your
it's fun.
email, your instructions that you sent out were, I was like TLDR, because, that was insane.
They weren't that long. It wasn't as long as my Fallout email. That was like, that was like, a friggin' Steinbeck novel.
Speaking of Fallout, Calvin writes in, hopefully Calvin Klein. He says he recently began obsessing over the speed at which games can be beaten. So he did some Googling, found a post from 2008 IGN where the Bethesda guys held a Fallout 3 speedrun tournament in the office just before the release of the game. The winner was able to finish the game in around 75 minutes.
Yeah.
So I
remember
asked
that.
Colin, what is the fastest time you think you could finish Fallout 3, considering you wrote the guide?
Realistically, I probably need a few hours. But
75 minutes?
yeah, you can do it. Like you really just need to. You could don't have to go to Three Dog. You have to go like straight to the Capitol. Like there's really only like 3 things you have to do, and then like run to the end, and then be with the big robot at the end and stuff like that. Go to the Jefferson Memorial and stuff.
It sounds great when you describe it that way.
But that ruins the game, and like these are the developers. I really find it hard to believe anyone that doesn't know how to break the game and stuff like that are going to beat the game anywhere close to 75 minutes. Because even if you can do all those tasks in that time, which I'm sure you can, like you still need to figure out exactly where enemies are, and you're not going to be strong enough to fight anything. You're going to get killed. So
Ben's got an interesting question. Scott Lowe, you might have an answer. I have an answer of my own.
Right.
Beyond. Hey guys, I was wondering if you know anything about compatibility issues with older DualShock 3 controllers and newer PS3 models like the Slim. I have a fat PS3 and I just bought a brand new controller for the system. I can never get it synced to the system. Also, my friend has a Slim and we couldn't get one of the older Rumbleless controllers to connect to his. Do you guys know anything about this problem? Thanks, Ben.
I've never had that problem.
I can't even think of what that could possibly be, other than simply you bought like a knockoff or something, or it's a third-party controller.
Yeah, remember they had those weird knockoffs selling that could explode in your hands. Or
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Jeez, what?
Sony had to put out an official release being like there are these controllers going around that aren't really DualShock 3s. Look for like raised buttons on the back for like the lights, the LED lights.
Yeah. I actually wrote a guide to buying third-party and making sure that you don't get like a
explosion.
Yeah.
The thing is that he can try is the button on the back of the PlayStation, which a lot of people don't know about. Take like a
the controller.
The controller, right. Rather, on the back of the DualShock, there's like a recessed button. You need like a thumbtack.
It's very tiny. It just looks like a hole in the controller right next to the little label that talks about DualShock. If you took a thumb or a push pin or something like that, you put it in there and hold it, and it wipes clear your controller's memory. Because if you like what was happening in the IGN office is we'd run around and sync to a million different PS3s, and eventually it would stop syncing. It wouldn't know what to do anymore. So you had to go in there and wipe its like whatever memory it has.
Like, yeah.
So you could do that. That would make sense for why his old 6-axis doesn't sync with a new one. Probably that. I don't know why a brand new controller wouldn't sync to an old one though. But I would try that.
Yeah, and who knows what kind of code is being passed through when you originally sync it through a hardwired cable to like a if the system's been updated drastically.
All right, I got 3 emails left, and we'll finish this one up.
Okay.
This one comes from Brandon, a.k.a. Optimism on PSN. Quick question. Why won't Sony make it mandatory for publishers to release digital copies of new PSP games? This plays into PSP 2, I think, because it's a solid state,
Again,
same
like
thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Same basic principle.
I would say right now it's not happening because Sony's like, hey, this is how we want to do things in the future, probably. Start getting your feet wet, see how it works. Let's work out the kinks here. Then next time around, it has to be mandatory, right?
Well, and there's also the issue that Colin raised earlier, money.
True.
Yeah, like they make more money that way.
Yeah. Now, Colin's holding up his money symbol again.
Yeah.
So, but then PSP 2 has to be that way, right?
I mean,
hopefully.
I mean, if the point is to have kind of like a uniform experience, like that was one of the first questions again that like Rich George asked was like, does that mean people have to buy the game twice, or what's the deal? And
if it's a Neo Geo game, you got to buy it twice.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully the idea is that you buy a PS3 game and you get the PSP and PSP2 version like bundled in.
Interesting. Hopefully. All right, number 2 before we're done. This is Jason Bristol. Jason Bristol wrote in and sent in a whole bunch of awesome fan art. He says, hey guys, I won't talk your heads off so long. I'll keep this short. I finally got around to creating some fan art. I wanted to do theme pictures based on what you guys like. Greg, I know you like the Black Lanterns, so I drew you as a grotesque zombie I drew you in a grotesque zombie form with the Green Lantern figures in the background and the logo illuminating from your Black Lantern ring for added effect. It's the Beyond logo. Colin, yours was the hardest to research, but it paid off. It's pretty self-explanatory. You blasting holes into a chimera with the flag, Beyond flag, turned out pretty well here. Ryan, I know you love Dissidia, so I ran with that theme in the outfits, as well as recreated the background as closely as possible. I added the Beyond logo to the Buster sword there. I have some other ideas in the works. If you guys have a request, then by all means tell me, and I'll be happy to recreate it.
These are
Beyond, Jason.
awesome.
Yeah, these are awesome. Thank you.
Bristol.
All 3 of those, I was fucking ecstatic with. They were so good.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
I will try to remember. I have a reminder list here. I'm gonna put art here and try to put the art into the
story.
what you call it? The Beyond article.
Yes.
Come to IGN.com and download Beyond there. You can see this, or you can comment.
Come see it.
Amazing work. We have this other one here, Podcast Beyond, a conversational podcast, which is like album art, which I think we'll use maybe today because it is fantastic.
Oh, it's so
this one is
good.
from a gentleman named Mikey, if I recall correctly. Is
Mikey
that right?
McCaller?
Mikey McCaller, yes.
Oh, it's so good. That one is also particularly fantastic.
I like the smoking jackets.
Yeah,
Smoking
the
jackets are
smoking
very. It's
And the pink slippers, I think, really tie it all together.
I love how it's like Podcast Beyond, and then underneath, like in all lowercase, in like cursive, it says a conversational podcast.
yeah.
So
I like the
good.
bust in the background. I believe is Kevin Butler.
Oh, is it?
I thought it might be Roper, but he's wearing a tie and he's got hair, so I was like, I can't be Roper. and then next to him is all of the ingredients for a Floridora,
Which
I
is awesome.
enjoyed as well.
Yeah.
So he did excellent work.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have these all included. Maybe if you look at your iPod right now, maybe the album art is in fact the Podcast Beyond Smoking What? You swing the car off the road.
Yeah, so thanks for sending us those. Those were awesome. And please send more art, and we love your art, and it's all hanging on our wall here. So please send us your
Remember,
your
you
art.
can send in art, questions, and whatever else you want to beyond@ign.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. Just like our final email of the week did. I'll let this man introduce himself. Beyond. Greetings, Earthlings. I am Knock Knock from what you call the Canis Major Dwarf Galaxy. The highlight of my day is to hear your radio broadcasts of your show Beyond. It is truly astounding to hear the magics of your people. I am currently constructing a ship to come visit your beautiful planet and hopefully meet you 4. Oh, you're in 2, Scott.
Oh.
You are so well known here on our planet that we have erected statues of you, or what we think you, in your honor. May the goddess of the Nar bless you always. Knock knock. Thank you, Knock Knock.
I don't know if Knock Knock really sent this email, though, because I don't understand how the radio transmission could have traveled that far in only 3.5 years at the speed of light.
You're getting ahead of yourselves. Maybe Knock Knock.
Podcasts move faster.
Exactly. maybe in the future we start the podcast start getting rerun on IGN radio on Sirius satellite, and that gets beamed out, and then it hits a black hole and radiates into there. So
like a wormhole.
Our future is now coming back through our past.
Oh. So, Knock Knock, can you clarify the physics of this?
Please, Knock Knock.
You seem to come from an advanced civilization.
Hey, Greg, I have a favor to ask you.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Do you mind if I read a medium-length email also, real quick?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do mind?
I'm kidding. No.
Did you see this one? I'm surprised you didn't pick it out. I thought it was very sweet, and it's nice to see.
No, I didn't see this one.
Okay, this is a cute one. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cute. This came from Matthew, and I'll make this quick. I know everybody wants to get going here. Matthew writes in, "Hey guys, I'm down in the dumps. I live in the northeast of England, and the snow, it's horrific. It's like 10 inches deep at the moment. And to top it all off, my girlfriend Emma is stuck in Spain for another week because of the air traffic control strike, which I did not know about. To make things worse, she has an interview for university on Friday, and this is the day she'll fly back, so she'll not even be able to make it. She was crying down the phone. I read this wrong. But anyway, she was very upset. That's what we need to take away from this. She will be listening to the podcast over there, and you guys are the reason that she got into games, and now she plays Little Big Planet with me all the time. Even though Matthew is not a big fan of it, he does it for her. And then they say that Ryan is her favorite. That's very nice. So if it's not too much trouble, could you say hi to Emma Kidd and tell her to keep her chin up, and hopefully we will see each other soon. I really miss her. Keep doing what you guys do, and it gets me through a boring data entry job. Beyond, keep up the good work." So I say to Emma Kidd, keep your chin up. That is an adorable name. I love the name Emma Kidd, right? It's cute.
It's got a ring to it. Like it.
You guys are a cute couple. Keep listening to Beyond. That was.
Look at Greg.
Greg Miller bringing people
Wonder
together.
why I didn't read this one. This is a Ryan Clement love fest.
You got my name wrong.
I know. I'm a little under the weather. I'm not batting 1,000 here. All right.
Totally fine, buddy.
Yes. Thank you. Send more emails to beyond@ign.com. Follow us on Twitter. Ryan Clements is Pwom Cider. Colin Moriarty's No Taxation. Scott Lowe is Slow IGN.
Yep.
S and then
LOWE.
There you go. Yeah. Not low like you're low, but like low.
Lowe
like
is in
Scott
my last
Lowe.
name.
Yeah.
Like,
Low. I'm Game Over Greggy, and by contractual obligation, I need to remind you that I was on Geekbox this week, and you should download that episode. I say this because at the end they let me promote my podcast.
Okay.
And that's all they wrote. And it was awesome. It was a great show. If you want to hear me talk about DC Universe way too much and a bunch of comics.
With the lights.
When the lights
I was.
go down in the city. All right. Clements, take me home.
This is a song that was cracking me up because it was so friggin' random. Ryan, Colin, Greg, Beyond. I wanted to submit my song, Pirate Song, for a future episode of Beyond. We played, this is from Jonah, by the way. On episode 135, you played my song Far. At the time, I thought it would be cool if you played it, but I didn't anticipate being contacted by so many Beyonders. I got emails from people all over the world. Awesome. Some were funny, and some were very emotional. When I started recording my new CD, I ran a fundraising project on rockethub.com to be able to record the song I've sent you. There's a local pirate band, and I wanted to get my recording budget up so I could get them in the studio with me. A local pirate band?
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
every city has one.
Imagine my surprise when longtime member of the Beyond Army, Matt Chong, the PlayStation God, donated money to help me out. So as thanks to Matt and everyone else that loves this podcast, I'm putting this song up as a free download on my website. It's www.jonahofthesea.com. I guess that ties in the whole pirate thing, doesn't it? And by the way, I finally broke down and bought Shatter based on Colin's proselytizing. And is that the right? Did I say the word right?
Yeah.
Proselytizing. And I really dig it.
Oh, it's because it's the best game on PlayStation Network.
There you go. Jonah, Beyond to you. Thank you very much. This song is, it is legitimately a pirate song. So I say Beyond.
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 There you go.
Sorry.
7 salt seas have been running through my veins since I first saw Johnny Depp and his dinghy. I got some pirate pants and then I learned some pirate chants, and now the skull and crossbones fly above me. Swinging on the yardarm, cutlass in my hand. The cannonballs are flying and I don't know where I am. But you are what you are, and that's all that I may be. A pirate sailing on the sea. Got a puffy shirt, I bury treasure in the dirt, and I'm only drinking rum when I get thirsty. I broke into the zoo with my dirty, stinky crew, and I made off with a parrot and a monkey. Swinging on the yardarm, cutlass in my hand. The cannonballs are flying and there is no sign of land. But you I got fired from my job and kicked my boss right in his knob, and then got keel-hauled by security. But a pirate I am, and a quite determined man, so I broke back in when my boss was gone. On his chair I left a mess and then set fire to his desk, and then I stole a boat and now I'm off for Guam. Swinging on the yard, I'm cutlass in my hand. All my balls are flying and who knows where they'll end. But you are what you are, and that's all that I may be, a pirate sailing on the sea. But you are what you are, and that's all that I may be, a pirate sailing on the sea. It's a pirate's life for me.